Hello everyone, I'm Celsius. Nice to meet you here again. Today we back to this garage of Jaguar. We have already get here to take a lot of video to talk about Jaguar. For example, the XJ, this XF, and that XJ and X-Type. Today, you may think we should go for this XJ40. No, I'm sorry. I like XJ40 a lot, and I got a lot of catalogs and books to talk about the XJ40, but I haven't finished them. I haven't reread them, so we don't like to introduce this XJ40 today. Today we would like to talk about the cars in this garage as well, but not a Jaguar. You can see there is a Lexus, but not this one. It is not our theme today. What kind of car we will talk about today? Okay, this car is got the same segment with Jaguar XJ. Certainly it is not a Jaguar, but they are rivals. But certainly the rivals of the Jaguar XJ may get a lot of profit on sales figures. Okay, this car got maybe 10 times more than the Jaguar XJ as well. Certainly not this Lincoln. Okay. And it is also my favorite car as well. Certainly I like Jaguar a lot because they got a very elegant exterior and interior. But this car, I like this brand and I like this car as well. And such car got a lot of story with me around 15 years ago. This car also got very special statement at the worldwide car news when it presented in 2001 Frankfurt show. And it got a revolutionary design at the interior and was copied by its rivals later in 21st century. There are still many cars left right now here in Taiwan or worldwide because people would like to talk about this car, and it got a very interesting design about this car. What kind of car we would like to introduce you today? Let's talk about this car. The BMW 4th generation 7 Series. Okay, the latest 7 Series called maybe G70. I have no idea because I am not familiar with new car. This one is the 4th generation BMW 7 Series. Let's take a review. The first generation 7 Series should be the E23, and later E32, and later E38. I'm not quite sure when was the BMW 7 Series E23 presented. But as I know, the E32 was presented in 1986, and we got an E38 in 1994. And later, we got this BMW E65 and 66 at 2001 Frankfurt show. And we talk about the BMW 7 Series, you can see the former 7 Series called E23, E32, E38. But why the 4th generation got E65 and 66? Actually, there's still E67 and E68. Do you know that? Okay, that's a kind of revolutionary. And I have to say, according to all of the 7 Series, I believe the 4th generation is the most revolutionary ever in BMW 7 Series history. Why? Okay, let's take a look about this car. At very first, we will talk about what's the difference around E65 and 66. E65 presents the short wheelbase, and E66 presents the long wheelbase. Okay, if you talk about the long wheelbase and short wheelbase, it goes with BMW E32. Before E32, there is no long wheelbase for BMW 7 Series. For example, you will never see the BMW E23 74iL. There's no. You may say there is BMW 7445 L7 in American market, but not long wheelbase. It just stands for luxury equipment, but not long wheelbase. And the BMW E32 as well as E38 got short wheelbase and long wheelbase, but they share the same chassis code. But since the fourth generation, E65 stands for short wheelbase, E66 stands for long wheelbase. And what's for the E67? Okay, that's called by security, the BMW 7 Series security. The chassis number is called for E67. And how about E67. And how about E68? That's for hydrogen H7. That's very interesting, right? And later we got the same logic on the E65 series. E60 stands for sedan. E61 stands for touring. And more complex would be the E90. E90 stands for sedan, E91 stands for touring, E92 stands for coupe, E93 stands for convertible. That's a kind of revolutionary about the naming of the BMW. Another revolutionary for this series, 7 Series, goes for the long wheelbase. The name for the long wheelbase. We just talked about the E32 and E38. The long wheelbase called IL. But since the fourth generation, the long wheelbase called LI. For example, this one is 730 LI, not 730 IL. That's very interesting. Certainly, that just stands for the naming. Actually, the exterior and the interior for the fourth generation 7 Series are all revolutionary. For example, when you take a look about the E23 with E32, you can get a relationship between these two cars. And the same logic goes for the E32 and E38, but not for E38 between E65. If you park those two 7 Series together, you won't believe that they are next generation. No, because around the exterior or the dimension, the E36 is totally different from the E38. That's very interesting. Okay, and the E65 E65 shows the 21st generation of BMW design language. That's very interesting. If we trace back to the E38, the E38 was the bigger version for E36 presented in 1991. And later, the E39 is a kind of minor change for the E38. But if you compare this 7 Series with the former E46 presented in 1998, there is not much relationship to get between them. Maybe you can just figure the headlamp got some logic with E46, but just some. Okay, talk about design. We have to trace back the history about this development. The BMW got 7 Series presented for the E38 in 1994, and the Mercedes-Benz got the all-new S-Class called W220 presented in late 1997, and it goes to the market at 1998. The W220 S-Class is a kind of revolutionary S-Class ever, because such car got downsizing. That's very surprising. If you got any idea with the revolutionary for a car, for one car, for example, such like XJ. Okay, this one is XJ40. It stands for the fourth generation of our Jaguar XJ. And later we got a X300 and X308. It would become bigger. And later we got X350. It become more bigger. But when Mercedes-Benz presented the W220, it got downsizing. It's much smaller than W140 presented in 1991. Why? Because Europeans think the W140 got too big. The oil consumption is very poor and the exterior is too huge. For Asian or for American, we like W140. But Europeans don't like that car, so Mercedes-Benz decided to downsizing W220 and get a more sporty exterior, especially for the headlamps. That turns a very great effort at sales figure. When we talk about the 1998, the S-Class got twice than BMW 7 Series in sales figures. The BMW was very shocked. What? Because that's what we did before at 7 Series. If you put the E38 with the W140, you would think the BMW E38 is more sporty and smaller and sportier. But now the W220 got the same character in its S-Class. What? So BMW got a minor change in 1998 for the E38, and that's not enough. BMW have to do revolutionary. So the BMW board decided we got to get the all-new 7 Series to take the all-new image to the customer. The headquarters for the BMW design department, the boss is Chris Bangle. Chris Bangle decided, yes, we gotta do it. So he got to the revolutionary design for the 7 Series, got totally different from the former ever BMW 7 Series. And they got the BMW E65 and 66. Now we see this one is the minor change model for the 2006 model BMW 7 Series. It is not, it got some different from the very first version presented in 2001 Frankfurt show. But even though you can think this car is totally different from the former BMW. For example, the front grille. Okay, we ever say the BMW front grille it's called kidney because it is small. It is long but small, not square. And BMW think this design would make this car look sportier. But there's a problem is it is not gorgeous. Especially if you took the look with BMW and the Mercedes-Benz S-Class. The S-Class, no matter W116, W126, W140, they got a very huge front grille, but not for the BMW. So BMW have to try another design for the E32 750iL. They got a square front grille, but still very small, especially when you look with the W126 or 140. So BMW have to break through this design. You have to break this design. You have to revolution. So they got a very big front grille at E36 or E65, E66. And later we got a F1, F01, F02 7 Series and got an even bigger. And even bigger, the latest the G70 or later or the former G12, G11. So they got a gorgeous exterior when you see the front. That's the first one. And the second, this car got much bigger because the W220 got a downsizing. If we got the same size for the 7 Series, there's not very smart. So BMW think, okay, W220 got smaller. Our latest BMW 7 Series got bigger. So the dimension for the 7 Series around third generation and fourth generation are totally different. This E65 got 15 centimeters longer than E68 and around 10 centimeters wider than the E38 and around 10 centimeters taller than E38. Actually, if you compare with those two cars, E65 and E38, you wouldn't believe they are third generation 7 Series, fourth generation 7 Series. You couldn't believe it. This car is much bigger than E38 7 Series. But people like to this kind of revolution. So when BMW presented this car in 2001 and goes for all of worldwide in 2002, the sales figure around BMW 7 Series and the S-Class got almost the same. It shocks Mercedes-Benz, so they got immediately present the minor change W220 with twin turbocharged S600 and the supercharged S60 S55 AMG and the 7G tronic as well. So such revolutionary 7 Series is very successful. Okay, and what else? They got a revolutionary exterior dimension, no matter the front lamp, front grille, as well as the tail lamp. Okay, if you think the E65 headlamp got a little bit similar with E46. Okay, let's talk about the tail lamp. There's no any cars the same as the BMW E65. Yeah, it is unique. This one is the minor change model. Before the minor change, the tail lamp just shaped like this one. It is very small and very exquisite. But people would get a little bit shocked. Whoa, is that BMW? And BMW got a twin layer above the trunk. Certainly, it is not unique. Okay, if you ever see the first generation about Volvo S80 presented in 1998, they got the same design. But well, after the BMW 7 Series, we got Mercedes-Benz W221, even Mercedes Maybach, the real Maybach V240, Maybach 57, Maybach 62, and Nissan J31 Maxima, J31 Safiro, J31 Safiro Tiana, they got the same design as well. That's very interesting. Certainly, this one is the minor change model. We got a smaller front lamp, but bigger tail lamp, because people think the small tail lamp not for gorgeous cars such like BMW 7 Series. So the BMW redesigned the tail lamp and enlarged the tail lamp as well as this one shown like this one. Okay, the interior got not much changed after the minor change, but when they presented in 2001 Frankfurt show, people was very shocked. Whoa, what the kind of the interior did? Okay, actually, BMW presented this car in 2001 Frankfurt show, but it is not the very first premium in the world. BMW showed the Z9 Gran Turismo concept in 1990 Geneva Motor Show. People would think, are you serious? Are you kidding? Did you like to present such a car with the BMW production car? BMW said yes. And when they presented this 4th generation 7 Series, it's just a kind of Z9 4-door version. Yep. And as well as the interior. Let's take a look about the interior. Okay, when you open this door, when you open the door, you will think, well, it is old style. Yeah, I would say this car was 20 years old already. Yeah, but if you look about this interior 25 years ago, you were shocked. What the kind of interior it got? Okay, that's very interesting. Let's sit inside. I'm sorry, it is indoor, so we got a little bit dark. Let's take another lamp. Okay, the BMW got a revolutionary interior in 4th generation 7 Series. That's called parallel dashboard. Before this car, you will take a very big gear knob right here, right? But BMW get gear knob less, not disappeared, just move to where? Right here. Yeah. If you drive the latest Mercedes-Benz, I'm sorry, this design is presented by BMW for this 4th generation 7 Series. BMW created this kind of gear knob. Another revolutionary is this one, the iDrive system. Okay, let's get the ignition on. Okay. And BMW said the iDrive system got revolutionary for the multi-play system. Actually, when BMW presented this car in 2001, BMW said this iDrive could get 700 different kind of function. That's very gorgeous. But I have to say, it is too complex. I ever bought the BMW 735 Li 2002 in 3 years ago. I have to say, it is very, very unfriendly. For example, if I want to get, I want to listen some music, listen radio. If I got to switch the radio, I have to get switched a lot of times to search, to find, to change. And if I got a wrong step in the progress, I'm sorry. Let's get it restarted again. So this is not friendly, I have to say. BMW also knows about that. So when they present the E60 in 2003, they got a simplified version for the iDrive. And later, the E90 got a much more simplified version. When BMW present this BMW minor change in 2005, this iDrive system got simplified. And it's much more easy to use. And that's a good news. Another revolution is around this handler. For example, we got a latest ZF 6-speed automatic transmission. This is the first ever 6AT present in small cars. And BMW got such revolutionary gear knob right here. So they got, where is the mode switch? If you ever drive the 90s BMW, you will get S normal and the winter switch right here. And BMW take the switch right here. SDM. S present for sports. D present for the driving. M present for the manual. Okay, where is the manual system? Right here. This one is downshift. This one is downshift. Well, how about upshift? Right here. Take a look about it. Right here. That's very interesting. And as well as right here. Right here, right? But I don't think it's friendly. So when I drive this car, I never take the switch. I think that's not friendly as well. And what else? You can see the dashboard. There is one thing disappeared. What? The temperature, the water temperature. Gone. No, this is tachometer with speedometer and with your gasoline. There is nothing to show up your temperature in your radiator. Certainly there's a warning light show you got overheat, but that represent your engine is out. So such revolutionary is not very friendly, I have to say. And when BMW presented this floating dashboard, people think, oh, that's very interesting. And later you can see the Audi present the MMI. MMI system was inspired by iDrive system. And later the Mercedes-Benz present the command system, and Lexus present the remote control system, also inspired by this system. No mention the latest Mercedes-Benz gear knob. So this car is very important revolution for the 21st century car design. I have to say, this was brought by 4th generation BMW 7 Series. That's very interesting. Suddenly they got a lot of switch, they got a lot of equipment inside. For example, there is car audio, car phone. Where is that? Right here. Just like a 777 Tomorrow Never Dies, right? Suddenly this phone building car wasn't used anymore, because it may got 2G or 3G. Now it is 5G or 6G or 6G. And there's a box, and there's a box, and this is power, secret power. But if you got switch on right here, this box couldn't be used. That's very interesting. And this is the cup holder right here, and this is the iDrive switch. After the minor change, we got the leader right here. That's the only change at the interior. And this is a big box right here, And another different for this car is the switch of the power seat. If you ever drive the Mercedes-Benz, you have to take the electronic seat right here, right? The switch is right here. But if you ever drive the BMW, it will be here, but not for this car. Where is the switch for the power adjust seat? Right here, Okay, let's take a look. Just right here. If you want to change, if you want to switch right here, and you can press it right here, and the switch is right here. And if you want to floating down your seat, you have to take this one, swirl this one. Okay, that's very interesting, but I don't think it's friendly, I have to say. And another problem will be the gear number is right here. Where is the wiper? Right here. So sometimes when we want to change the gear, and we will mistake the wiper. And this is for ignition, and this is for the cruise control. So we got a 4 knob behind the handler. That's too complex, I have to say. It's not useful friendly, okay? And the other difference will be at the back seat. Let's take a look about the back seat. Okay, and this car is let me switch off. Another change for this car would be the back seat, but this one is the entry level for the long wheelbase for the BMW 7 Series. So they got a lot of equipment doesn't taken on this car. That's a kind of pity. Okay, at the very first we have to say there's a shadow window for power control. BMW say it is the first ever power control for the window shadow. Right here, this small one and this big one, the switch is right here. See it? Oh, it's powered. Okay, that's very interesting. And certainly we got another shadow right here. It certainly is powered. And BMW said this car was the first independent backseat air condition system for present production car. This car is not for such option. If you got such option, the switch will be right here. And BMW say there's another independent compressor built in your trunk, and you have to option with the refrigerator built in right here. Certainly this car is not there's no refrigerator for this car. And if you got such option for the rear independent air condition with refrigerator, the loading for the trunk will be much smaller than if you didn't get such option. And this car there's no adjustable backseat option on this car. You have to pay a lot of money. If you got the powered adjust rear seat, the switch will be right here, the same as the front will be right here. Okay, and you can also option for the rear iDrive system. If you got such option, there's an iDrive switch and there's a small screen. Certainly such an iDrive system is not the same as the front. You just can control the audio, the air condition, and the shadow, such like that, I suppose, because I never see such option right here. Okay, and the rear seat got very wide. I have to say it is spacious. This car gets moonroof, and there's no any problem with my headroom as well as the legroom. That's very big, and they got very great at the NVH. Even we go to drive at highway at high speed, I can easily talk with the front, the people sitting in the front. I like this one, and this one got a very great care for the latest owner. So this car, it got around 20 years old, but just driving and sitting like a new car. I like this one. Certainly, they got ventilation for the back seat right here, because this car didn't option for the rear independent air condition. But such air condition for the normal type is very useful. Actually, I would say, before E65 and E66, the E32 and E38, such air condition is not sufficient for the climate here in Taiwan. But the E65 and E66 got a very great performance for the air condition here in Taiwan, I have to say. Okay, this car got bigger than E38. And how about the sales here in Taiwan? Very great. The Taiwan BMW is the pan-German such company, Fande. You can see the sticker right here. Okay, that's called importer pan-German, Fande. Pan-German was paid a lot of effort for this car. This car was presented in Frankfurt Show 2001, and Taiwan was the secondary market to sell this one. Just right after then, European presented in 2000 September. Taiwan presented this car at around November or December 2001, even earlier than American. The North American presented this car at February 2002. At the very first, the Taiwan BMW, the pan-German, imported for 735 and 745 short wheelbase and long wheelbase, and they spent 30 million Taiwan dollars for the presentation show in Linkou, and they got a lot of effort with some singer, some performance, and around 1,000 people get together at the stadium. Oh, I think that's the record for new car presented show here in Taiwan ever. People like this car. Oh, this car is more gorgeous than W220. So at very first, the 7 Series got a very great sales figure here in Taiwan. But however, when Mercedes-Benz presented the W220 facelift in 2003, people would think, oh, the W220 got 7-speed automatic transmission called 7G-tronic. And they got a lot of minor change, and they got a very great price. So people would like to buy the W220 later. And when BMW presented this minor change in 2005, people think, oh, the minor change got a very pretty and got a more gorgeous. So the 7 Series got popular again. But later, Mercedes-Benz presented W221 with bigger body, with the same exterior with the Maybach V240. So later, the BMW 7 Series dropped again. The sales figure drops again. So when this car goes to 2008, pan-German presented 2008 740 Li individual and 740 Li Royal. So certainly it's kind of special edition. And later we went for the F01 and F02. There's another interesting story here in Taiwan. That would be the president's car. When 2000, the Chen Shui-bian become the president of Taiwan. The Chen Shui-bian take the Lincoln Town car for officially car. And at 2004, there's a 319 gun shock. After such gun shock, they changed their Lincoln Town car, because such Lincoln Town car were not bulletproof car. So the Taiwan President Office chose the BMW 7 Series. And later, when Ma Ying-jeou became the president of Taiwan, Ma Ying-jeou also chose the BMW 7 Series for president car. And that would be the minor change E66. So when the Mind Joe take this car for the president car, such car got another popular peak again. That's very interesting. Okay, I ever bought 735 2002 3 years ago, but such car is not very good at the car condition, so I sold it after 3 days to my bad friends. But I like this car. I really like this car because I never sit at the back seat for this car. But such BMW E66 got some story with me 15 years ago. That's very interesting. I ever went to China mainland for master's degree during 2009 and to 2012. People may think there is the same language between Taiwan and China mainland. May got the same language, got the same culture, but actually the language is the same, but not the same as the culture. So when I went to the Beijing at 2009, I was not happy because I don't like I can't get used to the surroundings. So I got lonely and I got some depression. I have to say, I'm not happy. I have to say, when I went there, I always take some video from YouTube, from internet, and I saw the promotion video of this car. Suddenly, that was 2009, and this car got this facelift was presented in 2005, and I occasionally found the presentation video at YouTube, and I like this car. I got the promotion video, I like the music, and I like this car. So this car was presented my life in Beijing during 2009 and 2012 because I like that video. So when I feel lonely, when I feel depression, when I feel unhappy, I would like to take this video, to see this video, make me happy, makes me feel gorgeous. So when I back to Taiwan, I would like to buy a BMW E66, especially the facelift model. But actually, I'm not a rich man. If you want to maintain this car, it's not very easy. If you want to buy this car, no matter all around the world, I believe the price is not very high. If you want to buy this car, maybe just 100,000 Taiwan dollars. That's not expensive, I have to say. But if you want to fix the problem, if you want to maintain this car, that would be another gorgeous payment. Such car got, if for example, this car, it is 730 Li. It is identical if you want to buy an E66 because it got a straight six engine, and it just got air suspension at the rear, not front. If you bought the V8 version or V12 version, you will get all 4 air suspension, and it is very expensive when they broken. And what else? Such this car, there's no independent rear air condition, there's no power seat at the rear seat, there's no refrigerator at the rear seat. That represents you can save a lot of money when they broken. So this car is very identical for people if you would like to buy a BMW E66. So I would like to buy a BMW E66 730i, not Li, because I always sit at the driver's seat. There's a very few chance for me to take the seat at the back seat because I'm just alone. There's no driver. There's no boyfriend or girlfriend who would like to drive this car, would like to drive this car for me. Certainly that's kidding. I would like to drive car. I don't like to sit at the back seat. So this long wheel version is not suitable for me. I would like to find a 730i. I would like to take about this car. About the engine, talk about the engine. When BMW presented this car at Frankfurt show 2001, they got 765 735 and 745. Both of them both of them go with V8 engine for 272 brake horsepower for 735, 333 brake horsepower for 745. And BMW present the 760 in 2002 with direct injection system. That would be the world first ever direct injection system for V12 engine with 445 brake horsepower. And BMW also presented the 730 at 2004. And there's only 730i, not for IL, before minor change. When they got the minor change in 2005, they got 730 and 730i, 730Li, 740i, 740Li, 750i, 750Li, and 760Li. The 735 became 740, 745 became 750. But certainly they got a lot of effort for the power up. But I don't suggest you, if you want to buy a 7 series, except the 730, because it is easy to maintain. It's the easiest to maintain for the E65 or E66. Certainly if you got a lot of budget, you can buy the 760 Li, because they got a lot of equipment, no matter at exterior and the interior and at the chassis. But if you have to fix them up, you have to spend a lot of money. That is not suitable for me, such poor man. Certainly that's kidding. How about you? You would like to buy a BMW 7 Series for 4th generation? For me, I would like to buy one because it is kind of memory for my life. Okay, today I have to thank the bad friend for this car, the owner of this car, my bad friend, to offer me such great garage, such great car for this video. There's a lot of story about 7 Series, no matter to this car or to me. How about the story about you with your 7 Series, with your BMW? Please show your comment with us. I'm Celsius. Thanks for watching this video and hope to see you again with another interesting car. See you again. Bye bye.